Hello and welcome everyone. I hope you're all having a brilliant start to the week. And today we are going to have Slaanesh and its current year going up against Nurgle on Arnheim. A really cool map, but of course it does have multiple levels. And these domination points do have some good distance between them and different terrains at each point. So starting here with its current year, we are going to be having Hell Scourgers in the front line, backed up by Marauder Spears, and then also the Sword and Shield infantry here in the rear. So quite a lot of infantry here on the point. So for the big beastie, we are going to have the Soul Grinder. This bad boy is anti-large and armor piercing in melee combat, and also brings that Spifforic Musk. So those negative stats in melee combat is really powerful. Physical resistance and of course that devastating flanker with terror, making this bad boy very good here on the battlefield. One of the fastest characters in the entire game is going to be Nukari, the Lord choice here with the Harvesters of Soul. He's also going to have the Arcane Conduit, the Blissful Rapture, and the Soul Siphon. For the spells, we're going to be having the Slicing Shards, Acquiescence, as well as the Lash of Slaanesh, and the ability of the Witsealer Sword, as well as the Willing Prey. So a really wide and then also double expensive hero lord combo, making this a very interesting army composition. For the front, of course, we're going to be having some hippity-hoppity Plague Toads coming to claim their property. The bad boys at the front, they know what's going on, they know how to do this. And this is a pretty hard matchup, and this is one of the reasons. Very good at dealing with very lightly armoured cheap infantry. Plague Toads are a bit of a nuisance. We're also going to be having the Soul Grinder of Nurgle. This bad boy does have a big anti-infantry cannon that has some good explosion on combat. He's also going to have poison in melee combat, poison on his range, and good armor piercing. This bad boy also has the Cloud of Flies when engaged in melee, and of course that physical resistance and terror. In the front line, we are going to be having the Festering Stooges. These bad boys are incredibly powerful. They do have terror in melee combat, as well as the Festering Gate, which means they can regenerate, and then also regen melee combatants. We're also going to be having Plague Bearers across the battlefield. Super cheap, super powerful, super irritating. And we are going to be having the double Cultist of Nurgle. Both of the bad boys here are going to be on horseback, giving them more mobility, a little bit more tank, and of course more HP. So of course regeneration, and then the Gate of Nurgle, very powerful in the current meta in land battles, and then also domination. In the front, on top of a Rotfly, we're going to be having the Lord Choice, the Herald of Nurgle. He's going to be having the Children of Nurgle, Arcane Conduit, and the triple spell of the Fleshy Abundance, the Curse of the Leper, oh, and then the ability of the Locus of Fecundity. Very cheap and very cost efficient. So we're going to be coming forward here from both sides, trying not to drop off the edge here, logic, but we have some infantry coming over to Domination Point 2 and then Domination Point 1. So we're going to try and dominate the low ground, but as Anakin always knows, the high ground is the way to go now. And we're going to be getting some units at the top here, Marauders of Slaanesh, and we've definitely been taking some classes from Obi-Wan Kenobi here with its current year, the fantastic YouTuber. If you don't know him, do go check him out. He's a really nice guy, and you know, makes some brilliant content. I'll try and leave a comment and a link down below so you guys can find his channel. So something in the back here for the Nurgle player, we're going to have more Plague Bearers. Quite nice having these early doors. They're super tanky, kind of zombie-esque demons that come forward. They only had 27 speed. They have been buffed. They used to be 23 speed, and they were kind of never brought at 750 gold cost. But since they got reduced and they got a bit of a speed increase, they're actually quite powerful here in domination. So now we're going to be charging forward with Nukari, and then we're also going to be having the Soul Grinder coming forward. This Soul Grinder will do pretty well up against pretty much anything you can bring forward here from Nurgle. If you bought a big Chungus, this bad boy is certainly going to bring the pain. So we're going to be holding the domination points, and Nurgle is just going to be shooting into the pocket. Plague Bearers are going to be charging forward, but there's so much infantry here from Slaanesh, it's going to be really hard to push onto domination points. So 25 seconds to go. Looks like we're also going to be dominating the top as well. The Marauders with the Sword and Shield just going to be holding in the trees there, waiting for this domination point 3 to open. Now taking too early rip could be a bit of a mistake here. I've certainly seen this to come back and bite people in the backside, but we do see the cavalry rotating the Hellstriders, anti-large and poison with good mobility, making them very powerful. Now these bad boys are certainly something to bring here on the battlefield. A bit of a bonus here for the spawn of Slaanesh. They actually did get the addition of the Spifforic Musk, making them rather powerful. Of course they're going to be unbreakable, devastating flanking with 160 weapon strength, making them very good up against the majority of the Nurgle force. So Domination Point 2 is going to be held, Domination Point 1 as well. We're going to be shooting here with the Nurgle player. They've done really well, collected all of their forces. We're also going to be having some more of the Exalted Plague Bearers coming forward. So they are going to have those Death Heads in the back pocket. Forsaken going to be charging forward. Forsaken are really good here up against the cheap Marauders. They just don't have enough AP here to deal with all the Forsaken infantry. So we're going to be on the point. We're going to be shooting here up against the Hell Scourgers. You know, just have those facing forward. Nice cheap infantry. They do have bronze shields. They don't have much armor, but you know, they can hold here on the point. We're still going to be shooting, running out of ammunition here with the Soul Grinder of Nurgle, and now we're going to come in with the Spawn of Nurgle. These bad boys do have poison, a little bit less on the weapon strength. They don't have the Spiphoric Musk that we have with the Spawn of Slaanesh, but still could be a pretty interesting battle to see who comes out on top. Hellstriders in the middle, Nakari just going to be holding. At the top here, Domination Point 3 is not going to be captured. Maybe Nurgle here going to be trying to go for the late game ticket bonus capture. Now we do see in the middle the Spear's going to be holding. We are going to get the rotation of the Soul Grinder. Trying to come around here on the right hand flank. And it looks like we're going to be shooting up against the Marauder Spears. Looks like we are going to get some more Slaanesh coming forward here with the Spawn. And we are going to get a spell on the point. This is going to be probably a Slicing Shards. Yeah, nice there. Slicing Shards going to be catching the Festering Stooges, but doing a lot of damage up against the Zombie Plague Bearers. Charging forward is going to be the Hellstriders. They're going to try and catch as many of the infantry models as possible. Get in there, bit of a poke, bit of a stroke, and get out, get the poison on top as well is always quite handy. We do see the Herald of Nurgle flying above. We do see the Festering Stooges. They're going to be engaging in melee combat. These bad boys are terrifying. Look at them with their purple and green. And look at these flies coming over the top, just causing terror amongst the ranks here of the Hell Scourgers. In the backside, going to be quite a few summons. We are going to have the Spawn of Nurgle fighting here in the backside. It's like the Soul Grinder trying to get away. We get the double summon of the Nurglings getting held back here by the Hellstriders of Slaanesh. Looks like one of the gates is going to be activated here from the Cultist. And he's going to be trying to get forward here some of the summons. Good bait there. So Nakari got in, caused the summon to get activated here from the Cultist, which has used Curse of Aleppo, which means we do reflect melee damage. And we're going to be keeping the Soul Grinder nice and close. In the middle, looks like the Spawn going to be fighting here up against the Cultist and the crew. And it looks like we're going to be holding Domination Point 1 for now. 1,900 tickets here going forward for Slaanesh. We do actually manage to break some of the ranks here. The Sword and Shield Infantry or the Marauders are going to be breaking. We actually have some of the Heartseekers, which are rather powerful. These bad boys bring quite a lot to the battlefield, including the Soul Scent, which are going to give armor piercing and melee attack increases in the 30-meter radius. So, of course, the more kills they get, the more damage they do, the more they buff there in that small radius. Maybe another Slicing Shards going down on the Tojitsu. Unfortunately, my hibbity-hobbity boys are going to be taking quite a bit of damage. They're not looking too strong here. Maybe, yeah, you can see here they're starting to dissipate back to the realms of Nurgle. They're not looking too strong, I must say so. Over here at the top, we are now going to get some Nurglings charging forward. And of course, we do have our Ace card in the back here. The Marauders of Slaanesh will get forward and they'll slice and dice up against these Nurglings for sure. On the point, we're still going to be fighting. It's like the Herald of Nurgle. This Spiphoric Musk has been activated on him. He's going to be fighting in melee combat. He has very good armor-piercing values up against the Soul Grinder. I wouldn't mind seeing the Soul Grinder fight up against him. That would be some very good value indeed. And it's like Nakari is going to be getting poisoned and getting trapped in here with the Spawn of Nurgle. They have very, very good mass. One big boy there is going to be down, just giving those arm swings in, keeping Nakari back. But we are going to get the Lord choice here. The Herald of Nurgle is going to dive forward. Could we turn and burn here? Maybe we could turn and burn on top of the Herald. If we could here, maybe use the Witch in the sword, and maybe Willing Prey could do very well at sniping up against the Herald. In the middle, the cavalry is going to be fighting up against the Plague Bearers of Nurgle, the Sword and Shield Infantry, going to be helping alongside the Spawn of Slaanesh. Really good at dissipating along the damage there of the monstrous infantry as they fight up against the Plague Bearers. 2,600 points, we are going to be breaking the Forsaken. Sadly, we weren't able to catch Domination Point 2. Domination Point 1, though, is going to be in Nurgle's favour. We do see some more Sword and Shield Infantry in the backside. This is where we're going to be careful. We're now 2,700 tickets up against 180. We are going to be capturing in the middle. The Soul Grinder has come to the top. And it looks like Nurgle was capturing here, but the Sword and Shield Infantry is now on the point. Going to be fighting up against those Nurglings. Fury's coming across, more Sword and Shield of the bad boys coming into the pocket to try and fight where they can. And it looks like the Lord Choice really wants to come in and scrap here up against the Kari. We are going to get the Cultist trying to get in and do some good damage up against the big boy, but he is super powerful, very good single entity sniper. You've really got to be careful up against him. He'll drop very, very quickly for sure. In the backside, some more hibbity-hoppity coming to claim their property, and we're also going to be getting some more Forsakens. The bad boys are going to be charging forward. A very, very good combo up against Slaanesh. They deal with their infantry very, very efficiently. Heartseeker's going to be charging backward and forward here, and we don't have a Beta Nurgle on the battlefield. This bad boy does have the Slime Trail, so he's going to be giving -5 melee attack and negative speed bonuses around him. He's also going to be having regeneration, and he's very good on those capture points. And it looks like here, its current year is going to be giving out domination point 1 here, just giving it to Nurgle, giving him that time. He's actually going to be capturing domination point 2 here. Got to be careful these tickets don't come back to bite him in the backside, as he's going to be having that advantage. But Slaanesh do have the high ground, and as we know here, any Star Wars fans, having the high ground is always very, very efficient here for yourself. We are going to be fighting up against the Soul Grinder of Nurgle. Soul Grinder on Soul Grinder action here. You see it. Oh my god, big punch there right to the face. A cannon coming right to the right-hand side of the chops. And a bit of a throw-up as well. Yes, a very interesting fight here between these two. Of course, one is anti-large with this phosphoric musk with armor piercing. The other one is simply just armor piercing and poison. Nukari comes in with a few swipes, and he's going to get that Witsealer sword straight through the belly here, I'm sure, of the Soul Grinder as he just slices through. You're going to be seeing all sort of guts, pestilence. Oh my god! He goes in for that sort of karate chop there on the top side of Nukari, but Nukari's having none of it. Those pincers going to be getting in deep here. And we do see the Soul Grinder. He does have fecundity here activated thanks to the Lord choice, but sadly, I don't know if it's going to be enough. He's going to be trying to do the best work up against Nukari, but he's going to be certainly bringing him down to size. Plague Bearers in the backside of fecundity are going to be hitting that as much as possible. We do see they sadly are summoned. They've shattered and they've been removed from the battlefield. Fury's coming over. Fury's can do a bit of a number here on Nukari. He only has 5 armor, and they come with mass numbers. In the middle, domination point 1 here is going to be strongly in Nurgle's favour. Plague Toads plus the Forsaken, backed up here by the Beast of Nurgle, giving, of course, that terror in the middle. We do have immune to psychology, which is really powerful here for the cheap infantry of Slaanesh. That is one of their many bonuses as they fight in the middle, and the Fester Enthusiast coming over is going to be rather painful. They can res dead combatants, as you saw just there, this bad boy coming back from the gate. Once you have full healing there for the roster, you can start bringing models back from the dead. So they're going to be fighting in the middle. Of course, the Exalted Plague Bearer is very, very powerful melee combat. Don't have much armor piercing, but that weapon strength is very strong indeed. Domination point 2 is going to be strongly in the firm grasp of Nurgle, as we have the Exalted Plague Bearers coming forward here up against the Marauders of Slaanesh. Some of these Plague Bearers probably want to come off the battlefield, same here for the Forsaken. Allow them to regen and allow them to come back on the field with a bit more HP. At the top here, we're going to be capturing with Nurgle. We've got to be seriously careful here. We need more infantry on the point as quickly as Slaaneshi possible. Maybe try and see if you can take some bad boys over. Fascination, really nice spell there. That's going to be taking down the Nurgles, causing them to rampage, doing that damage. So we can get that infantry off the point, because they're going to be capturing super quickly here. And we've got to be really careful, because that triple cap is on. Domination point 2, it looks like here we do try and get over. The Spawn are just rampantly racing to try and capture this domination point. Point 1 here is going to be well and truly won by Nurgle. So many infantry units on the point, plus also the hippity hoppity with that good anti-infantry. Going to be very good there. The monstrous boys are certainly going to be dominating point 1. In the back, all the Hell Scourgers, they're going to be right in the corner. This is really, really smart here, coming in from its current year. My boy is going to be in the back, just capturing that domination point very, very slowly. If we get the Spawn on, we could remove the Plague Bearers and we could start taking domination point 2. 3,985 here for its current year, and sadly he doesn't have a domination point to his name, but we could claim here. Just give us some time. We do actually have some more Marauders charging back on the domination point, and so we are going to be slowly capturing here with Slaanesh. But we are now going to get a buckload of Furies on the point. Looks like Nukari is coming in with a pretty heavy beat down here on quite a few units in the middle. We're also going to be having the Soul Grinder still going at this point, which is ridiculous when you think about it. He's going to be fighting to the best of his ability. Marauders are now going to go to the point. Good. Hopefully the Lord Choice comes over here and starts taking down some of the infantry. That is certainly very much needed. Looks like he is potentially going to be coming over. Notice he's going to hover. What I'll do here is engage in the melee, try and see if we can break them so we don't have the catch away on the point. A lot of the Nurgle units here are going to be dissipating, but Hibbity Hobbity is coming over with the Beast of Nurgle, and they don't have the mobility. They've left domination point 1 open, and this is where it's going to get a little bit interesting. It looks like we were taking this here with Slaanesh. The Hell Scourgers were fighting. You definitely want to get some units on this point. You absolutely have to prioritize taking those domination points. Of course, fighting here against the infantry is also important. You really need to prioritize the capture points. On the middle here with the Marauder Spears, it looks like the Nurglings are coming forward. They're going to be charging onto domination point 1, and they're going to have an incredible capture weight. We need to actually get some cavalry over here as quickly as possible, just trying to get anything we can on these points. In the middle of the Soul Grinder, going to be fighting against the Beast of Nurgle. Nukari is going to be having his armor sundered. The Witsealer sword has been activated, so he's going to get an incredible weapon strength up to 963. This bad boy is about to butcher the face here of the Beast of Nurgle. We do move in with some of the cavalry. We're actually going to get the Heartseekers charging into the backside here against the Platos. They're doing the back flips, they're doing the back kicks, they're doing all the Kung Fu kicks as they're getting onto the domination point, fighting here against the Soul Grinder. They're using every single element of their body to try and fight, but sadly they fall, and they will go back to the hell-ridden, disgusting place of Nurgle as they try and get summoned back here to the point of domination. In the middle, we are going to be breaking with the cultist. Has he shattered, though, is the question? No, he's just going to be breaking, so he will regen and return. But the second one is going to be fighting here alongside the Beast of Nurgle. Domination point 3 still here, hasn't been captured. Domination point 2 is still up for grabs. It's really pretty much anybody's game here. But it looks like 4,680. Oh my god, it's getting so close here in the middle. I sadly do not think that we are going to get back into this here with Slaanesh. So many of the units are just flooding onto the domination point. But it looks like here we're going to be 100 tickets away. And it looks like it's going to be a GG. And well played here to Nurgle. A brilliant comeback, I must say so. Getting those slow units on, having those tanky elements on the battlefield that were able to bolster with Nurglings from the backside was really, really devastating in the end stage. So thank you very much to It's Current Year for sending in this video. It's always amazing when people send in losses when they're, you know, a really, really close game. So thank you so much for doing that, bro. I really appreciate that. Now we're going to be having 100 kills, 7,100 damage value there from Nukari. My god, 49,376 damage value here from the big boy. That is absurdity. If you don't know how good this guy is, that just shows it. And this is one of the worst matchups here currently for Slaanesh. Dealing with all these really tanky units is devastating for sure. So 2,400 for the Soul Grinder, really good stuff. 450, 200, 270, 200, and 650 there with 420 and 230 for the Marauders. So pretty good for the Marauders overall, doing pretty well, I must say so. So we've got 1,700 for the Heartseekers, 990, 870 for the Spawn of Slaanesh with 850, 620 there for the Hellstriders with 130, and we didn't manage to get the fourth. So 250, 180, 200, 470, and 400 for the Marauders, with the Furies coming in at 1,050, and that's it. So for the Herald of Nurgle, we got 1,250, 1,300 for the Festering Stooges, with 2,100 and 1,400 for the Cultists. They're incredibly powerful. You put them on the horse, they're more tanky, they have more health. Regen certainly just affects them so much more, and their mobility is increased, and those melee stats with charge bonus, speed, so much better, and these bad boys are such a nuisance to get rid of on the battlefield. 143 kills, 1,800 here for the Soul Grinder, 715 there for the Plague Bearers, 570 for the Plague Toads, and in the backside, 1,074, 174 kills there for the Exalted Plague Bearers, 850 for the Spawn of Nurgle, 750, 1,100, and 790 there for the Triple Forsaken, with the Beast of Nurgle coming in at 544. This big tanky boy, of course with regen, good armor piercing, just a bit of a nuisance there, and he's rather cheap. 630, 570 there for the Plague Bearers, with 1,160 there for the Chaos Furies of Nurgle. Now the Chaos Furies are really good to counter up against the Chaos Furies of Slaanesh. Of course they have poison. They don't really need that armor piercing, so the Furies here win with that poison. 500, 140, 300, 330, and 360 for the Nurglings. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was a really awesome competitive game, and I will be leaving a link down below for It's Current Year's channel. Other than that, I've been your boy Logic. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you all very, very soon.